Hello, everyone. Happy Friday to all of you. How's everyone doing today? I hope you all had a good week. Let me say hello to Rakamas. How you doing? Jan is here. Copernicus, Yarn Prepper. How you doing? Caribbean House is in the house. Let's see. 312 Chick is here. MKP, how are you doing? Trucker Hersey, how are you? JT is in the house. How you doing, JT? Rocky Mountain Homestead with Angela. How are you? Eric T, how you doing, brother? Say hello to the kids, by the way, Eric. Let's see. Janice Weichel. Hello, Janice. How are you? Good to see you. Say hello to Pete. Good to see you here. Chat C, how you doing? Chat C says, I am outsourcing dinner tonight because I made rice-a-roni helper last night. Oh, goodness. I love Jesus. How are you? Say hello to the girls. Lisa McCormick. Stephen Davis. Let's see. Teresa Marie, how are you? Good to see you. Good to have you here, by the way. This is your second live stream. Awesome. I am going to run out to my truck and get those dark glasses. Look at this. Look. I'm going to run out to my truck. Let me see just a second. Let me see if Victor can bring me those glasses. Just a second. Give me a second. I'm going to give him a call. All right. Okay, Victor's bringing me the glasses. Oh my goodness. I told you all, there is no saving me. I am senile. Crystal, how you doing? Let's see. Sparky's Run is here. Never Look Back. Nostradamus is here. How you doing? UK Canner, Nancy, Diana 2. Ali is here. Teresa Marie, Prepared Suburbanite. Forrest is here. Evita, say hello to JR. How you guys doing? Good to see you. Gen X Prepper, Crystal Carpenter, Tinkerman, Nancy Floyd. Let's see, Michael Eversberg, how you doing? Cindy Y, the All-American 101, Beverly D. Sean, how you doing, Sean? Good to see you. Cheryl Beth, Brian Wright, how you doing, Brian? Mastermind, Enough Said, KB, Lisa Marie, Disney Up, John Mack, Lawrence Burnham, how you doing, Lawrence? Good to see you. Chatty Begumus, CRZY Squirrel, how you doing? Thank you, Victor. You can put them right there. Let them, you want to say hello? Hey, ladies and gentlemen, look at Victor's perm.
It has been a while. Hello,
oh, goodness gracious. What are you doing? Okay, Victor's got to go. You got to go to work today?
Yes.
Okay. Almost Homestead, Bayou Prepper, Linda Bob, Terry, Olivia. Well, say goodbye, Victor, if you're just going to be standing there.
Goodbye, Victor. Maybe I will come back in another 3 years.
Okay. The 49th state, Cindy, Tammy Brennan, CJ Black, Nishka. How you doing, Nishka? See you, son. Love you. They just stopped by to get their mail real quick, so they're taking right off. I did get to see Michael for about 2 minutes because they just stopped by to get their mail and they have to go to work. Ann Barry, how you doing? Good to see you. Sven Holgrim, how you doing? Blessings to you as well. Jay Gunther, Scott Hummer, Patricia, Mimi, Elaine, Kevin Grip, how you doing, Kevin? Jeannie Such, Me Too is here. 96 R. Harris, Nancy McDaniel, Sarita Loves Living, how are you? Peter, Grandma, Troll. Let me see. Oh, well, tell Pete I said hello. Good to see you again, Janice. Gracious 48, Otto, Rafter Stacker, Atropian Vet, Cloud Jumper, Joshua, Jennifer Cruz. Teresa Marie. They're really cold. The glasses, Teresa Marie, they're really cold. So I'm gonna let them warm up naturally, because if not, they'll be foggy. Oh goodness, you guys in those glasses, I'll tell you. Raven P, Debbie Roush, Kathleen. Let me see. 70 Washington, how are you? Adrian, Crazy Backyard Chicken Man, Char B, Paul Davis. I am coming in 5x5. Good. You know, we've been very lucky the last few live streams. We've had really good reception here as far as internet goes. Hopefully it'll stay that way. Okay, Ken, how are you doing? Scott Lay, Connie T, Terry, Fluffy Otter is here. Daisy Dreams. I'm going to bring it down some, so if I miss you, don't take it personal. Marty Lauderdale, how are you doing? Blessings to you as well. Thank you. Ultra Mega Prepper is here. Michelle Law. Grandma Bear. Jettina Stone or Gettina Stone. Jennifer McDade, how you doing? McBean, I'm not going to be able to make your live tomorrow. I'm going to explain why here in a minute, okay? But good to see you here, brother. Chatty Bigums. Aslan's daughter, how are you doing? Teresa Marie, listen, the glasses are here, okay? But anyways, a deal is a deal, Teresa. Go ahead and send me your address to the one winner chicken dinner 2@gmail.com address, and I will send you that piece of silver. And by the way, guess what? I got a new Alaska Prepper silver coin made. Dick made me a new AP silver coin. I'm not sure that you'll be able to see it, but I'll take a picture of it here and show it to you soon. But it's octagonal in shape. Can you see that? It's got the moose in the front. And in the back, it says the year and 1/10 ounce. It's got the Alaska map in the back. So I know the lighting is not good for you to see it. So I've got those as well. Let's see. I'll send you one of those, okay, Teresa? I'll tell you what, we can talk about this solar generator, the one that I put up, the video. I'll tell you what, if you watch the whole video, there's about 4 or 5 things about that solar generator that I would change to make it better, right? But for an entry-level solar generator, you can't beat the price. I've never reviewed a solar generator with a per watt hour price of less than 50 cents. That one's I think it was 46 cents per watt hour. That is incredible. And I'll tell you what, it ran my freezer for, what was it, for 19 hours. It ran my refrigerator freezer for like 19 hours. But there are some things definitely that you're going to give up because of the low price. But as far as having something that's entry level and that's going to run your stuff that you need to run it for a while, man, that's a great deal. I can't say that it's not. But if you haven't watched that video, make sure you watch it to the end, because towards the end, I tell you all what are the like 4 or 5 things that really need to be fixed on that in order for it to be an awesome, awesome solar generator. But again, for the price, can't beat it really. Norma Kraus, how you doing? Tammy, hello. Kim's Cluckers, hello. Ann Palmer from the great state of Louisiana is here. How you doing? TJ Pelfrey. Let me see. TJ Pelfrey, I just sent you an email with a confirmation of the order of your Top Gun DVD set. All right, so check your email. It has the estimated date of delivery, which I think is the day after tomorrow. So be on the lookout for that. I did send it, and thank you very much for sending me your information, because I really wanted you to have that, because you won fair and square. Firefox, how you doing? Let's see. Okay, let's bring it down. Scrap Metal Racing, Colleen Rich Pickett, how you doing? Sparky's Run is here. Victoria, how you doing? New Florida Prepper 1, good to see you. Thank God it's Friday indeed. Let's see. Mary Mark says, it is snowing in South Bend at a pageant and may get up to 8 inches of snow. Well, better you than me, Mary. That's all I have to say. Let's bring it down some. Let's see. Hey, Derek, how you doing, Derek? Good to see you. Say hello to Amber. I always forget her screen name on YouTube, so I might have seen her or maybe even said hi and not known it was Amber. I hope that you're doing well, Amber, by the way. Yeah, wasn't that a lot of snow? And hopefully we won't. Let me see. Catherine says that was a lot of snow in the little mini tour that I gave you on. I think it was yesterday's video, and that's only about 3/4 through the winter. So hopefully we won't get any more, but we might. All right. We usually when it starts to, oops, sorry about that. When it starts to warm up, we usually get another good dump before winter's over. But yeah, it's a lot of snow. It's one of those things that you have to think about no matter where you live. It's those things that you're going to have to deal with in the future that you deal with now, but you may not have the capability of doing so, either physically or you just may not have the equipment to do those things. It doesn't have to be snow necessarily. It can be other things. So one of the things that you want to make sure that you plan ahead for. South Point Survivals, how you doing? Let's see, who else do we have here? Jennifer Reiser, how are you doing? Good to see you. Arctic Magpie, good to see you. Antonia Alicea, hello. Let's see, you are all saying hi to Victor right now, so that means that I'm a little bit behind. Consider this, happy Friday to you. Grizz, Mark Renaud, how are you doing? All the way from Quebec, good to see you. All right, so Cogzet says that he or she is here and that I may now begin the show. Yeah, definitely enough said. I actually was here and I looked out the window and I saw Victor's car. So I ran up to the house and I was able to say hello to Victor for about 2 minutes before I had to come back in. No, Tammy K, my son is not half Russian or German. He just goes by Victor. Let's see. Yes, he is. He probably is getting my Vienna sausages, but I did buy another pack the other day to fill in the gaps. Because for some reason or another, he's the one that eats them the most. And he doesn't live here, but they still disappear. So I have a feeling that he's making himself into my pantry without me knowing. How you doing, Michael Law? Good to see you all the way from Iowa. Let's see. Fluffy Otter, how are you doing? Gutter Calm, how are you? Good to see you. Ma is here. How you doing, Ma? Good to see you. Let's see. Okay, let's bring it down some. Luke B, how are you doing? Let's see. Crazy Squirrel is here. Who else did I miss? Maybe I'm sure I missed a whole bunch of you. Raven P, how are you? Good to see you. Oh, hey, thanks. Thank you, John. Hey, and ladies and gentlemen, say happy birthday to John. Tomorrow is John's birthday. All right, so go join John tomorrow during his live stream so you can celebrate his birthday with him. All right, so happy birthday, brother. I hope that the good Lord blesses you with many more. And tomorrow, I am sure, will be a good day. So God bless you, man. JRC Homestead, how you doing? Okay, let's see. Sipping and flat topping with Jim. Very windy in Florida, says Jim. Dragonfly Dreams, how are you? Good to see you. Let's see, who else do we have? Michelle Mitten, how you doing, Michelle Mitten? Good to see you. Down Home Living. Let's see, wanting a good generator for 2 refrigerators and 2 big freezers. Now, if you don't have a gas generator, I would say that a gas generator, be it gasoline, be it propane, mainly those two. I wouldn't say natural gas because natural gas is usually piped in by a utility. But if you don't have a gas generator, I always say get a gas generator first before you get a solar generator. But if you're talking about those 4 appliances, 2 refrigerators and 2 freezers, garden variety freezers, refrigerators, they're probably going to max out even with a surge at about 600 watts. So they may surge up to 600, but then run steady at about 350, 400. So I would say that you want to get a generator that's probably at least 1.5 times as many watts as what you're going to be using continuous. So let's say that those 4 those 4 refrigerators, freezers, that if they were all running at top wattage at the same time, it was 2,400 watts. I always like to add another half of that. So I would get a generator that was about 3,600 watts. Okay. If you're looking for a solar generator, because you already have a generator, being that you have 4 units, I would probably get 2 units, 2 solar generators, one for 2 sets of each. That way you don't have to be running power cords, and obviously the capacity of the battery will last you a little bit longer. So that's what I would go with. I was talking about the one that I just did a review on early this morning. I put it up about 2 hours ago or so, and it's that Veto Man. Very inexpensive, and in my opinion, very good entry level, but it's definitely not it's just got its things that it needs to get fixed. And I think that they'll fix it. They'll add these things to it that I recommended on that video if they want to continue to have customers. It's one of those solar generators that if you're only going to use it for like 1 or 2 things, and you're always going to have it charged, and you don't expect to be able to charge it at the same time that you're using it and keep up with the charge, then you'll be fine. So for example, if the electricity goes out and you expect it to be out for 10 hours and you're just going to use it for your refrigerator, it's going to work fine. It's going to power your refrigerator for 10 hours, no problem. It powered mine, and mine is 25.5 cubic feet. It powered it for 19 hours, right? No problem. However, the input capacity on that solar generator, it's just not up to par with the size battery that you get. I mean, the input capacity is extremely low. And I think that the competition out there is enough that would tell me that that company is probably going to try to better that solar generator and add a higher input capacity and a faster charging rate. So, but for the price, you really can't complain about the things that it can be better at. Hello, Melissa. Good to see you. Emmanuel Bravo, how are you? Good to see you. Okay, let's see. Let's bring it down here some. And I'm going to go ahead and talk to you all about something for a minute. And then after that, we'll finish out our hour with just Q&A or with chit-chatting back and forth. Okay? And wow, we're already at about 17 minutes or so. So, ladies and gentlemen, let me see. NYC Prepper, how you doing? Good to see you. Let's see. Kim's Rural Life. B. Walker made it. How you doing, B. Walker? Henry, how you doing, Henry? Henry is all the way from the Netherlands. Welcome, Henry. Good to see you here. Let's see. Okay. So, ladies and gentlemen, I've taken a step back. Every once in a while, you have to do this. And every once in a while, I've had to do this. And I've taken a step back here in the last few days, and I've looked at myself. Remember when I always tell you all that you have to be okay with the person that you see in the mirror, right? And I've taken a step back and I've looked at myself, and I've found in many ways that the person that I see in the mirror needs to change, because number one, it's affecting my health. And number two, even though my wife and my kids don't complain, I could tell that it's affecting my family. And I'm going to fill you in as to why that is. But first, I want to tell you this first. We all know, anyone that's in the know, anyone that's, I guess, awake, we all know that eventually the dollar is going to go to zero. It happens every time. It's happened every time in history when you have a fiat currency and you have a democratic form of governance, not government, because our government is really a constitutional republic, but we are governed democratically, right? Whenever you have a fiat currency and you have a democratic form of governance, the fiat currency that is issued by that government, i.e. the Federal Reserve, will go to zero eventually. And we've all been experiencing that a little bit at a bit faster rate over the last couple of years, right? So we all know that already, right? We all know that we're already at war with the big R, and we're already at war with the big C. It's just right now it's more of a sanctions war, proxy war, economic war, whatever you want to call it. And we all know that the probabilities of that war becoming kinetic is probably higher now than it's been in a very long time in our recent history. We all know that. We all know that there is a worldwide food shortage, and we are not seeing it here in the United States. I'm talking about specifically because we still see food on the shelves. But what we don't see is those emerging countries and those poor countries where there are real food shortages there because their currency is devaluing at a higher rate than ours is. However, the way in which we are seeing a food shortage here in the United States is that the prices have escalated, not only because of inflation, but because of supply and demand. So we pretty much know, as those people that are in the know, that eventually that food shortage that everyone in the world is experiencing will eventually here in Western nations become a food shortage that has to do with scarcity. Okay, meaning that there are going to be things missing. All right, it could be on a sporadic nature, but one thing you can count on is that prices will continue to go up. We know this. We know that the weather is becoming more and more erratic as the years go. Right, just go visit some of those channels like Adapt 2030, Suspicious Observer. We all know that we've entered into a grand solar minimum, and that doesn't necessarily mean that the earth is going to turn into an icicle. It just means that weather patterns are going to be more erratic, and you're going to have drought where in some places there normally is no drought. You're going to have floods in some places where there normally aren't floods. You're going to have earthquakes in places that maybe haven't had earthquakes in decades, etc. We all know this. We all know that eventually the stock market is going to plummet in a style that would be similar to that, if not greater than that of the Great Depression or back in 1929. We all know this. It's all a cycle. It's all out there for us to see. We all know that our government is becoming more and more broke. And when governments become more and more broke because they're running out of people of whom's money to steal via taxation and inflation, we all know that when that happens, governments become more tyrannical. We all know that we are getting taxed to death right now as it stands. Right? Every year, every kind of tax that you look at goes up. When they tell you that you're going to get a tax break in this area, then other taxes go up. Right? We all know this. So where is it that I'm getting at? What I'm getting at is that all of the news that we consume on a daily basis is the same news. It's the same news that we heard yesterday. It's the same news that we heard a year ago. It just has a different flavor to it. And that's where I come in with a problem that I have with myself and why I'm going to make some changes, not only in my life, but here on this channel. I have not consumed any news whatsoever in the last week. And you can probably tell by the videos that I put out this week. And by the way, thank you very much to all of you that have been emailing me. There's really nothing wrong. There's a little bit of something wrong personally. All right. I got some news from the doctor, but I'll share that with you later on, but there's really nothing wrong going on. I've got so many emails. I just want to thank all of you that took the time to email me and ask me if everything was all right. But you probably see by videos that I put out this week that I haven't consumed any news and I haven't reported on any news. And tell you the truth, all week long, I've watched one YouTube video, and that was a feel-good YouTube video. One, that's it. I told myself I'm going to stop consuming news because the news that there is out there is the same news. It just has a different flavor. We all know this stuff already that the news has to report. The question is are we being proactive and getting prepared for what's to come? We all know that we are on a train and that train is going to hit that wall eventually. Well, the question is, again, are you going to be prepared when that train does hit the wall? Because there's no stopping it. It is a cycle. It is a human cycle. And unfortunately, we as humankind, we refuse to learn from the past in order to make the future better. And I'm not talking on a personal level. I'm talking on a macro level, as far as humanity goes, as far as you looking at history and saying, wow, why did that? They saw that what happened 1,000 years before. Why are they doing that again now? Well, it's the same thing with the generations that are living here on this earth today. Why are we doing these things? Why are we allowing these things to happen? We've seen how destructive these things have been in the past. Why are we allowing it to happen now? It's because it's human nature, and human nature is very predictable. Well, ladies and gentlemen, when I look at myself in the mirror, I see a lot of hate. I see a lot of hate inside of me. And not hate for my brother or my sister, but hate for the deeds of governments, hate for the deeds of those people that want to control everything about humanity and don't want to allow us to be free. And the fact of the matter is I even had to open the good book on this one because I was very confused. Because a couple of people sent me some emails and said, it's okay to hate. It's all right to hate. Are we not supposed to hate the little man with the mustache from Germany that, took the lives of of those millions of people? Are we not supposed to hate that? Are we not supposed to hate Mao for taking the lives of over 60 million people? Are we not supposed to hate Lenin or Stalin or Mussolini? The thing is, ladies and gentlemen, it's okay to hate. At least that's what I got out of the scripture. It's okay to hate the deeds of man, but it's not okay to hate your brother or your sister, because even though your brother or your sister may have done bad deeds, he is still your brother or your sister, meaning that he's God's children. And I cannot live with hate inside of me, whether it be for someone or for something, because it changes me into a person that I don't want to be. So I can't do that anymore. And one of the things that I realized is this, ladies and gentlemen, this is how consumed I have been with this mission of pointing out everything that the government does wrong. First of all, there's nothing that we can do on a personal level as to what the government's going to do, because they're going to do what they want to do. They have the power of buying the vote. And unfortunately, we are governed democratically. So they have the power of buying the vote. So there is nothing you can do about it personally, on a personal basis, that will actually change the system. There is something that we can do about it collectively, but there's not enough that are on the same side that can make that change. One of the things that really bothered me about me consuming all of this news on an everyday basis, just so that I can put out a video and tell you how much you have to hate your government. And I have no problem with anyone hating their government's deeds. I have no problem with it at all. But I started thinking to myself, a long time ago, probably a month and a half, 2 months ago, or way before that, this probably started about a month and a half, 2 months ago, but way before that, I made sure that every morning when my wife got up, I had a coffee for her and we had coffee together. Because my wife is my opposite. We have opposite biorhythms. She usually gets up hours after I get up. So I always made sure that every morning when she was about to get up, I would get her a coffee and I would have me a coffee and we would have a coffee together and we would chit chat for an hour, sometimes two. And then it turned to, well, babe, I'm in the bunker. Go ahead and make your coffee. I left you the stuff there so you can make it, and I'll be in about 10 minutes. And then it turned to me texting and saying, go ahead and have your coffee without me. I'll get in there as soon as I'm done. And then it turned into me not even texting and just telling myself, hey, she knows I'm back here. She'll have her coffee. She knows I'm back here. I'll come in before she has to go pick up our daughter from school. All for what? All so that I can tell you that we live in a screwed up world. Also that I can stress myself out and put hatred in my heart for a good reason. I won't take away that hate being there for a good reason, but also that I can put hatred in my heart so that I can put out a video to you all so that you can see how much our government is screwing us over, when you already know that. You already know that you need to prepare. You already know all of the reasons why governments do the things that they do. And mainly that's for control. Mainly that's so that they can survive, so that they can be here when many aren't. So I'm going to stop consuming that stuff. And I have. And I've already felt a big change in how I feel personally in my health by doing that. So I am going to do a full circle. I am going to go back to those things that make me happy. Those things that I want to share with you about my life, about preparedness, things that are good, things that we have to look forward to. Why? Because we already know the bad stuff. But what the hell good is it to be full of the bad stuff if when you get to the good stuff, you won't be able to enjoy it because you're so full of that disdain that you've filled your life with? So I want to tell you all, ladies and gentlemen, that I am going to take the rest of this month off. I may put up one, maybe two videos during this month, time now after today. And the only reason is because I gave a couple of solar generator companies my word that I would review their product when I got it. I haven't received them yet, so I may not even put one of those videos up. And the only reason I would is because I gave them my word, and I can't take back, the word that I've already given them. I'm going to take the rest of this month off so that I can heal a little bit, so that my family can understand that, they're more important to me than sitting in front of a camera. Now, I consider you all my family too. And I've stated before that, oh, look at that. The glasses are getting ready here. The glasses are almost ready. I stated before that I don't understand how this works. I don't understand how it is that I can be looking at a screen and then be looking at a whole bunch of thumbnails, with names next to them, and that I can feel love for you. I believe that the reason that is because I know there's a person behind that thumbnail, unless you're a bot, right? But I do have love for our community members here. And I'm going to miss you very much this month. It's going to be a very big test for me, right? But all I know is that I need a little bit of time to heal. Because if I keep doing what I'm doing, if I keep filling my heart with all of this hate, with all this doom, with all of this gloom, then ladies and gentlemen, again, what's it all for if I'm not going to be able to enjoy the good things? And here you go. What do you think? These are the glasses. These are my ugly glasses that I've been promising you I would showcase for like the last 2 months. Now, I can't leave them on because these are far away glasses. So it's a little bit blurry, me looking this close. All right. But these are the ones I went to Costco and I said, give me your ugliest glasses that you have. And the girl says, why? I'm like, because I'm going to leave this in my car, in my truck, because I'm going to use them for driving. And I don't want anyone to steal them if I just leave them on the dash. And she's like, okay. So she pulled these guys out. And I'm like, man, those things really are ugly. So these are my ugly glasses, ladies and gentlemen. I was hoping that they had some that were like twice as big as these with like rose-colored lenses, so I could look like one of those old mafia guys. So there you go. I got you the glasses that you've been asking for. Let's see. Amazing Grandma, thank you very much for becoming a member of the Ladies and Gentlemen's Club. Let me bring this down. Thank you very much, NYC Prepper, ex-NYC Prepper. Thank you very much for becoming a member of the Ladies and Gentlemen's Club. And I'm going to have some announcements to make when I get back, ladies and gentlemen. But I will be back, and what happens between now and there. I hope to see you all again when I get back, probably early April. And I'm going to miss you all very much. So I hope to see you all back. And when I come back, I'm going to come back healthier, not only body-wise, but hopefully spirit-wise as well. So I'm going to bring this down. And that's why, McBean, that's why I won't be joining in on tomorrow's live stream that you invited me to. Is because I've completely cut myself out of news and social media for the last week. And I'm going to continue to do so for the entirety of the rest of this month. Unless, like I said, I post a video because I made someone a promise that I would. Okay, so I'm going to bring it all the way down. Okay, so if I missed anything, just repost any kind of a message that you have or any questions that you may have. Repost it all in caps, ladies and gentlemen. Ronzo Colo, how are you doing? Good to see you. Down Home Living, good to see you. I had to take a break and missed everything. I will have to rewind. Oh, yeah, go ahead and rewatch it. I wasn't ranting. That wasn't one of my rants. I'm going to try to get away from ranting. Corey, how you doing? Oh, maybe that'll be good. April Fool's Day. How to bring it in on April Fool's Day. But in all honesty, ladies and gentlemen, I've been experiencing a lot of headaches lately. And the doctor gave me some news that wasn't the best. But that's okay. We're gonna work through it, and when I come back, it'll be hopefully under control. And I am gonna share with you what that is when I come back. But first, I need to make sure that I take the time to learn as much as I can learn and get everything under control, so that I can come back whole and not broken. Jennifer, thank you, Jennifer. Jacqueline Johnson, how you doing? Good to see you. Uh Disney up the AP coins are not for sale, all right? But when I come back, I'll go ahead and start doing some giveaways with them, all right? I haven't done some giveaways with AP coins for a while. I still have some of the old ones too. So I've got quite a bit of them that I can give away. So we'll start doing that, okay? Let's see. Atta Girl Prepping, how are you? Thank you, Evita. uh, there was a time where I did sell a few of them because so many people were asking, but to tell you the truth, I just don't feel right selling them. I don't feel right selling them. And, even though I wasn't really making a lot of money off of them, I just don't feel right selling them, so maybe we'll just keep it as a giveaway. Okay. Thank you, SJ. Yeah, Gen X Prepper, you can do that as long as you have a nice, strong stream, a nice, strong body of water that can turn that wheel, or into a water, or unless you're talking about hydrogen, unless you're talking about making a hydrogen cell out of, with water, you can do that too. I've seen it done. I actually created a very small hydrogen producer, and it really does work. It really does create hydrogen. If you have your two leads opposite each other, and you have a current going through it, it does do that. And of course, you need an electrolyte in the water. How you doing, Tom Larson? Good to see you. Man, Mary, how you doing, Mario? I couldn't have said it better myself, Mario. JT, I'm going to miss your birthday. Hot dog. And you know what? I got your birthday wrote down too. I think I got it wrote down on my phone so I wouldn't forget. Well, happy birthday ahead. We'll celebrate your birthday when I get back, JT. You just remind me, all right? When we get back, we'll celebrate your birthday. Hey, thank you, Shelly. You guys are always looking out for me. Thank you for that, Shelly. You're very kind. Hey, thank you, Tristan. Thank you, man. I'm gonna miss you guys a lot. Trust me when I tell you this. I'm gonna miss you all very much, especially the live streams. But when I get back, I have a couple of ideas that I've been just thinking about. So when I get back, we'll talk about that. And one of those ideas is like, since I'm not going to consume news anymore, maybe I'll do a third live stream a week where you can all bring news that you want to talk about. That way I can get whatever news you have instead of looking at it through 25 different websites. But that's just an idea. We'll see what happens. Whatever happens, it's going to be good, ladies and gentlemen. All right? It's going to be good. Thank you, Marty. Hey, how you doing, Village Homestead? Good to see you. Thank you, Mickey. Hey, how you doing, SR? Good to see you, and thank you, man. Thank you for that. I recently bought a house. What inverter generator or brand would you recommend to run 2 refrigerators, 2 small deep freezers, lights, and fans, etc.? Minimum running watts, 4,500 watts. There's SR. A generator is a little bit different from an inverter generator. So like, for example, an inverter generator are the ones that are like a little more pricey, like and correct me if I'm wrong, anyone, but like, your Honda brand generators, those are like inverter generators who give you a good sine wave, meaning that you can run electronic devices on there that are what do you call it, that are sensitive. But like a whole house generator, like the one that I have, the Furman, that's a big generator that doesn't have an inverter in it. It just pumps, your wattage into your breaker box, and then it distributes it throughout the house. And then it's always a good idea, whenever you have one of those big generators like the Furman that I have, it's always a good idea that whatever you have connected to your house while you're running that generator, that you have one of those surge protectors, in order so that it can protect your sensitive devices. All right. So if you're looking for an inverter generator, the best one that I can think of, the best brand that's stood the test of time, would be like one of those Hondas. But a 4,500 watt running, they're pretty pricey, right? They're pretty pricey. What I would do, if you're going to be hooking it up to your house, then yeah, you want to get a big one. I would get a big generator like that Furman. And there's many brands, and they're all pretty much the same, right? But I can attest by the Furman, because I've had it for a while and I've used it a good amount of time, and it's never let me down. And it runs my entire house. I think it's about 8,000 plus running watts if you're running it on gasoline. So I can attest to that Furman being a good generator so far. I've only had it for about 3 years now, I believe. Right. But you want to get the best one that you can afford that's going to do the job. But if you're going to get an inverter generator, then go ahead and get like a Honda. Again, they're kind of pricey, but they've stood the test of time, and they are known to be a quality generator. Another thing that you can do if you want to save some money is get 2 smaller generators. So like if you get 2 of those Honda generators, like the one that I have, that's a 2,200 running watts, that was like a little over $1,000. And 2 of those small ones gives you the wattage that you're looking for, around 4,500 watts, for about half of the price of what you're going to pay for a Honda that's like 4,500 watts running, that has an inverter in it. So there's a lot of options that you can take as to what to get. What I would do is I would get something big like the Furman that I have, and then I would get a small one as a backup. All right, because a small one as a backup can still run a few fridges and fridge. So I hope that answered your question, but that's what I would do. Get the very best, bigger generator that you can afford if you're going to use it to hook up to your house. If you're not going to use it to hook it up to your house and you're just going to run electrical cords, then what I would do is buy a couple of smaller ones. It gives you redundancy, and it's going to be a little bit cheaper compared to buying one that's a bigger one. Hello, Kim. Thank you, Kim. Thank you. Hello, Linda. Thank you, Linda. Thank you, New Florida Prepper One. How you doing, Liz Watson? Good to see you. Raven P, yes. You can go watch some of my old videos while I'm gone. And believe it or not, ladies and gentlemen, that will help with the YouTube revenue, but I'm not worried about that. You know, whatever happens, happens. All I know is I'll be back at some point early in April. Maybe we will make it an April Fools, right? And I will see you then. Yeah, South Point Survival. And you know what? I think that through all of the news videos that I've done in the past, I think it's woken a lot of people up. And for that, I am grateful. You know, but like I said, there comes a point where all of the news that you're putting out is pretty much just regurgitating what you've put out in the past, because it's just a different way of saying it. Because, you know, the world is different every country that you're in. So in one country, something may be happening that's already happened in your country. You know, it's just a different thing happening just on a different day. But now we do have to concentrate on continuing to get prepared, ladies and gentlemen. That's not something that I'm going to stop doing. Believe it or not, getting prepared and prepping relieves stress for me, because it allows me to see that my family, should something happen to me, is going to be okay for a time being, right? So that to me is a stress relief. Hello, Shelly, and thank you. Wow, YouTube is recommending my videos again? Oh, goodness. I didn't know that. For a while there, I thought that they stopped recommending just about everything. Hey, thank you, Surviving Behind Liberal Lines. Don't fret about spending time with your family. Family and RL always come first. Absolutely. Thank you. And ladies and gentlemen, let me just go ahead and give you something, tell you something that I didn't tell you before, about my wife and our coffee. You know, my wife and I are having our coffees in the morning every morning now. Okay? And that's going to continue to happen. All right? And I'm even cooking dinner tomorrow. All right? That's going to continue to happen. And God bless my wife. My wife and I this June we're going to be married 32 years. And I'll tell you what, my wife's put up with a lot of crap from me, especially after I came back from the sandbox. So she deserves better than what I've been giving her for a while now. And that's something that I understand. But that's something that you have to step back and look at yourselves every once in a while in order for you to realize that you're going down the wrong road, right? She deserves a lot better. And I'm going to make sure that she gets what she deserves. And she will definitely have her coffee every morning from me. And that's not a big deal. But it's a lot more than that. Thank you very much, Anne. Thank you very much. Thank you. I'm going to miss you guys too. Thank you very much. Hey, Crystal Carpenter, guess what? That's going to be one of the videos that I do when I come back. Is that rice? It's still sitting in the truck. That rice is sitting there. It's got to be over 3 years now. So for those of you that don't know, I've had rice underneath the seat of my prepper truck, of my red truck, for over 3 years now, through summer, winter, in its original packaging. So that is definitely going to be one of the videos that we do when we get back, is to check that rice out. Absolutely. And if you haven't seen the video that I did on the canned goods from Costco, you need to watch that video. I was so surprised that every single one of those canned proteins, canned meats and fish, every one that I opened was very good quality, like really good quality. I was surprised at how good the quality was, because some of those I had not tried yet. And I was like, wow, man, this is really good quality for what you're getting. So now I know some more preps to get that are going to have a really long shelf life. Like some of those tuna that I opened, I love that tuna that came in that olive oil, extra virgin olive oil. It was delicious. But that, sorry about that. That comes with like a 5-year expiration or best buy date. It comes with like a 5-year shelf life. And that's awesome to have a 5-year shelf life on something like that. Let's see. Paranoid Prepper, how you doing? My son's birthday is on the 1st of April. Awesome. Hey, how you doing, Lee? Good to see you. Tammy K says, sounds like you had a little something of like the Urban Prepper had. It could be contagious. Yeah, the Urban Prepper was gone for like a year. I was so happy when he came back. And that was like over a week ago, I think I seen his video. But I was so happy when he came back, and he looks good and he's doing well. I even left him a little comment there saying, I'm really glad that you're back, man. So Cliff, he's a good guy. Urban Prepper is a really good guy. Thank you, Anne. Yes, maybe we'll get back into doing some pressure canning again. There's always something to talk about, ladies and gentlemen, in the world of preparedness. Always something. And there's always a way to say it that can capture someone else's attention so that they can start preparing as well. Antonia asked, is the Berkey water filter still a good option? I have a Berkey water filtration system. I gave one to each of my mods, I believe. I believe that it's a good filtration system. I understand that there's some videos out there and there's supposed to be a lawsuit against Berkey and such, but I still think it's a good filtration system for emergencies, especially, right? I think that a reverse osmosis system is one that everyone should have for everyday use. All right. But I think that the Berkey has stood the test of time. Why? Because I know so many people that have used a Berkey for so long and they've never had anything bad to say about it. Okay. So, me personally, if I had to go out and buy a gravity fed water filtration system, I would have no problem buying a Berkey and extra filters. Now, I really, really like the zero water filters, water filtration system. The zero water filtration system, I think it's an awesome system that's like RO quality water coming out of that gravity fed filter. It's great. The only drawback is that the filters don't last that long, right? The filters are good for about 50 or so gallons. If you want to keep the ppms in your water, the parts per million of the total dissolved solids, like under 10 or 15. But me personally, I would have no problem with letting ppms go up to like 25, 30, 40. Why? Because the water that comes out of your tap that they tell you is okay to drink, they say it's okay as long as it's under 200 ppm. The water that you buy at the store or a gas station in a bottle, that water is sometimes as much as 50 ppm. And the zero water filters, they're not that expensive. They're about, the last time I checked, they were less than $10 each. And you can get them a little bit cheaper if you bought them in a set of 8. And when you think, if you're paying $10 for a filter that's going to give you super clean water like that filtration system does, if you're paying $10 for 50 gallons, think about how many 50 gallons, how much 50 gallons can fill a liter bottle. That's about 150 liters, a little more than 150 liters, right? And then just multiply that times $1 for a bottle of water that you get at the gas station, if you're lucky to get them for $1. So I see that a $10 bill for one of those zero water filters, even if it can only give you 50 gallons of water, I think it's very well spent money. So if you're iffy on whether you want to get a Berkey, go ahead and grab yourself a zero water. They're not very expensive at all. They're like 30, $35, and it comes with one filter. Try it out, see if you like it. And I'm pretty sure that you will. And then just remind yourself that, hey, these filters, although they're $10 a piece, just think about how much I would be paying if I was buying that store in bottles in a water or even gallon jugs. Okay. Daughter of the King of Kings, how are you? Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Thank you. Oh, awesome, Pauline. I am now a canner. That is that's a good t-shirt. I am now a canner. Ah, nice. Oh, ladies and gentlemen, let me mention this really quick because Becky actually called me yesterday. So the first Friday of every month, today is the first Friday of this month. The first Friday of every month, Nutrient Survival, they have a payday prep that they have a special. It's one thing or another, right? So they have a payday prep special today, which is the first Friday of the month. I believe it's their bundle, but I'm not sure. I talked to her about it yesterday, and I forgot to look it up today so I can show you and all. But if you're looking for a payday prep from Nutrient Survival, the first Friday of every month, they're doing a payday prep, which is just a special that they're going to have for that one day on their site. So go check it out if you're looking for that kind of stuff. Rocky Mountain Homestead with Angela. Thank you. Hoping the time you take off with your family will be blessed and refreshing. It will be. We already have some plans. We're going to go shoot that pew-pew around a little bit next week. Or maybe the week after next, because Little Miss Alaska Prepper goes on spring break pretty soon. Thank you very much. Thank you. You're giving me a headache. I need to drink some water. Look at Ali. Ali, I think they call that midlife crisis. Isn't that what they call that, Ali? Oh, goodness. And you know what's some good news, ladies and gentlemen? Check this out. Well, this was from my immune boost that I had earlier, but I haven't drank any soda of any type, any kind of carbonated stuff, anything for like the last 2.5, 3 months. So all I drink now is one day I drink an immune boost. The second day I drink a berry blend from Nutrient Survival. The third day I drink a liquid nutrient, the one that's lemon lime flavor, and then I start over again. And then after that, all I drink is water. So I've been drinking nothing but water and or water with my vitamins from Nutrient Survival. So it's working out great. How you doing, Jean Blair? Thank you. Okay. I'm bringing it down. I probably missed a whole bunch of stuff. How far behind am I? Oh, look at that. Oh, I'm only about 10 minutes behind. Oh, look at that. Grandma Bear, you're going to be married 32 years in June also? Isn't that something? Yep, it'll be 32 years this June. Awesome. Hey, how you doing, busy girl? Good to see you. Jimbo Khan, good to see you. Let's see. Let's see. Min RLWTR. Ron Foster, Prepper Fiction, author saying hi. Oh, hey, how you doing, Ron? Good to see you. I got your books up there. I've got your books up there. Good to see you, brother. Ladies and gentlemen, go to Amazon and click Ron Foster. He's got a whole bunch of prepper books. I've shown some of them to you before because he sent me, I don't know if he sent me one of each of the ones that he's wrote so far. Hey, good to see you, Ron. Well, now hopefully I'll remember that this Min RLWTR is you. Hopefully I'll remember that and just say hi, Ron. How you doing, Mary Miles? Hello, Shelly. How are you, Paul? Scrap Metal Racing, how you doing? Good to see you. Let's see. Oh, okay, yeah. Oh, I lied. Somebody just said coffee. I remember coffee. I also have 1 cup of coffee a day. So it's not just water and the nutrients. I also have 1 cup of coffee a day, but no soda. No soda whatsoever. No, Margarita, I'll be back. I'm taking a sabbatical for the rest of this month, but I'm going to be back, okay, Margarita? Just rewatch the live, probably starting at like 17 minutes. And I think it's only about 10 minutes, 15 minutes long that I talked about that. But yeah, I'm coming back. I'm only taking a little bit of time off. South Point says, when I get stressed, I eat my nutrient survival memory chocolates. You know what? They're good. Those things are good. It's just I'm not a sweets kind of guy. To me, they're just, even 1 pack only has like 5 little things in them. Even that to me is kind of sweet, you know. But they are good if you like sweets. Oh yeah, Mario says shocked that spam lasted 5 years. That spam will be good for even more. I'm going to be doing a video in 5 years where I'm going to show you spam that's 10 years past its best by date, and I'll eat it in front of the camera. Yeah, I have no doubt. Unless that container becomes compromised for whatever reason, if it gets rusty, if it gets pinholes, if the seal breaks, whatever, that spam in there is going to be good. As long as you store it in a temperature-controlled room where it doesn't get too hot or the temperatures don't fluctuate up and down really crazy and really fast, it'll last. Well, Liz, you didn't see my glasses? I already put them on. Here's I can't leave them on because they're far away and everything looks blurry. Here's my ugly glasses for you, okay? Are these things ugly or what? I think they're awesome. And you know what? I got 3 pair of glasses, right? I got this one for driving. I got one for in the house, and then I got one as a backup, right? Because they were really cheap. They're like $60 or something like that. I think this was like $59 for this pair. And these are my favorite. These are the ones that feel the best on me, the ugliest ones. Hello, Judy Wallace. Good to see you. Diana says, I'm going to follow your lead from now on or until you come back. I'm going to make the changes I need. Awesome. Well, that's a great challenge. That's a great challenge, isn't it, ladies and gentlemen? Let's all step back a little bit and look at ourselves and try to just fix one little thing. I got a whole bunch of things, right, to fix, but, you know, try to fix one little thing. It's always going to, you know, it can't hurt, right? It really can't hurt. Hello, Sunday. Good to see you. MKP, hello. Oh, canned shrimp is the latest recalled food. That's funny because I'm having shrimp for dinner tonight. I'm going to make a shrimp scampi tonight for dinner. Well, for myself and for Little Miss Alaska Prepper, because my wife doesn't really like shrimp. Oh, Sharon says Simpure is now sending. I know that they have some in backlog, and actually, someone sent me an email saying that Simpure, that T16, the RO system that has the cartridge with the minerals in it, that one is backlogged like 5 or 6 weeks because they were completely out of stock. Right, people just bought them right out. So if you go over there to buy that one, it's going to be like a 4 to 6 week wait. But I believe that they still have the T15 available. All right, that's actually in stock. But yeah, that's what happens, ladies and gentlemen, when people don't prepare really. When that stuff happened in Ohio, they just rushed all of the ROs out of there. So it's a good thing that they still had some in stock for people to get some that wanted to get them right away. Let's see. Oh, serious prepper, you're gonna have to come back when I'm back in April and let us know how that oxtail stew comes out. You're gonna love it. You're gonna love it. It's literally, oxtail has to be like, man, it's got to be up in the 1, 2, or 3 of my very favorite meats that there is. It's so good. The only beef that I have with that beef is that the bone takes up so much room. Thank you, Margarita. You're too kind. Let's see. Hey, how you doing, Kitsy Witsy? How you doing, Puddin'? Pat Small, good to see you. Let's see. Kim Ellsworth, thank you very much, Kim. Hello, Sister Maurice. Oh, I forgot to talk about the giveaway last Sunday. Remember last Sunday that we had a winner for the local food bank? Man, I should have pulled this up, but I'll talk to you about it. Man, I forgot their name. Let me see if I can look it up real quick. Sweet Savory, I think. Here it is, Sweet Tooth Farm. Let me see. Give me a second, ladies and gentlemen. I hope that this pulls up. Okay, here it is, real quick. Awesome. All right, I'm going to share this with you. So remember the winner of the food pantry giveaway that we did? For those of you that weren't here, I'll fill you in real quick. We have people sponsor food banks from their local area and community. And remember, I said that I wish that whoever wins is from a small community that gets it. Well, the person that won the food pantry that they sponsored is in a small community. And the way it started out was as a little garden that turned into a big garden. And then the owner started giving food away, and then they started getting refrigerators. So it's really community based, and it's a very small organization. I was able to talk to the very nice lady that runs it and owns it. Well, she owns the property that she gives the stuff away from, and it's perfect. And it's called a Sweet Tooth Farm. Let me share that with you really quick. That way you know. Because I did get in contact with them, and I'm glad that somewhere that's nice and small got it. And this is the place right here. It's called Sweet Tooth Farm, and I believe, if I remember right, they're out of Des Moines, Iowa. But it's a real small community, and it's exactly what I was hoping the money would go to. And I did go ahead and I PayPal'd them. I PayPal'd them the $500. So they got that money. So I'm really glad that the person who entered for them won, because it went to a very deserving place. I almost forgot to mention that. Let's see. Okay, I'm looking. Yeah, absolutely, Anne. Anne says we all need to take a break, take a step back and breathe a little bit. Because in all reality, ladies and gentlemen, what's going to happen is going to happen, right? I'm not opposed to making preparedness part of your daily life. If you want to do some small thing every day. And it's also good, to have it in the back of your head, especially if you find sales, right? Sales are always nice. Let's see, bringing it down. Thank you, Fran Moyer. It's good to see you, by the way. Let's see. PJ asks, is there a trick to get the lid off the Berkey? I really don't know, PJ, to tell you the truth, because I don't have a Berkey system. I made my own with 5-gallon food grade buckets. So what I did is I just bought the guts. I bought the filters. I bought a spout, and I bought a couple of buckets with a gamma lid for the top and a regular lid for the middle of the two buckets, and I just made my own. It ended up being a lot cheaper than buying a whole system to make it yourself with some food grade buckets. But some people don't like to do that because it is kind of an eyesore to have a couple of 5-gallon buckets on top of each other with Berkey filters in it. If you're going to use it on an everyday basis, that is. But I didn't make it for everyday basis. I made it for an emergency, and I still have it under my house, and it's ready to go should we need it. Let's see. All right, we're bringing it down some, so hopefully I didn't miss too many. Let's see. Thank you, Village Homestead. My one daughter is ramping up food storage and using my freeze dryer too. Awesome. The other just got the chicken coop done and got my baby chicks. I'm also looking for an off-grid property. That's great, man. That's awesome. Good things going on for you there, Village. Good things going on for you if you got all that going on. Thank you, Kitsy. Thank you very much. Okay, Jacqueline, have a good weekend. Thank you for joining in, Jacqueline. Let's see. Hey, how you doing, Professor JT? Good to see you. Let's see here. Do you endorse the Furman 3200 running watt, 4,000 watt peak dual fuel inverter generator? Let's see. I've never tested that one out. I almost thought about buying it when it was on sale because it was on sale at the Costco here. But man, I've already got so many so many generators. But it seems like it's a decent little model. Honestly, I would rather spend that same amount of money on the big one, even though it's noisy, than to spend that money on one that has about less than half of the running wattage than the big one, unless you live somewhere where you really don't want the noise. But there are ways to dampen down the noise of a generator. For example, the little tent where I have my generator right now, I have it insulated all the way around. So whenever I turn it on, I have it inside the tent and I leave enough of a gap open on the door so that fresh air can come in. And really, the noise is dampened down a lot. Whereas if I didn't have it in an insulated tent like I do, then it would be a lot noisier and it could be heard from a lot farther away. But if you're looking for something that's quiet, then you're going to want to get a generator inverter because those are going to be quiet. They're usually about 56, 58 decibels, which is pretty quiet for a generator. But I mean, I can only say that the one that I have is a Furman and that has always done well for me. I've never tested their inverter generator as well. Hey, how you doing, ABC Patriot? Good to see you. Maybe on your break you can help me find the water I freeze dry. Well, I'll tell you what. If you want to find that water that you freeze dried last year, ABC, just turn on your tap. All right. Yeah, the Hondas are pricey, SR. Yeah, the Hondas are pricey. Regular generators are loud. Would have to build a soundproof shed. That's the only reason I would need an inverter. Well, you know what, SR? Like that little Furman inverter generator I have, the one that's 2,000 continuous running watt, that wasn't a bad price. You can find them on sale. Now, when I bought it, I found it on sale for $350. But now I think you can get them on sale for like $450. In my opinion, that's not a bad price for that little generator. So I would, if I was in your position, what I would do is I would buy a couple of those for less than $1,000. If one of the big generators is too big, it's too noisy, excuse me. So that's probably what I would do, or buy one. If you have a Costco near you, buy one and try it out and test it and see if you like it. And guess what? Costco has a great return policy. Right? You can return stuff there years after you got it. Uh, the Armour brand Vienna sausages were recalled as well. I usually just get Libby's, and those. I like those Vienna sausages, tell you the truth, but I maybe eat one can a year, maybe one or two, maybe at the most 2 cans a year. It's not my preferred go-to. Same thing with Spam. I maybe eat a couple of Spams, maybe 3 cans of Spam a year. I like Spam, but it's not something that I want to eat every day. I rather eat the better meats. Because I do know that Spam is pretty much all 100% fat, right? And which is good in a way for survival, right? For when the end of the world comes, when you're going to need that fat. Let's see. My McIntyre. I'll tell you how it's worth $60 to get a membership at Costco. I know that this stands true here in Fairbanks where I live, but it may not stand true where you live. Here in Fairbanks, the gas station at Costco's is usually always at least 10 cents per gallon less than out in town. So if you do your calculation as far as how much gasoline you go through in a year or how much a month, and then you can calculate how much you go through in a year, and you multiply the number of gallons that you use times 10 cents, it'll probably come out to $60 because 10 cents, it's going to take $600, right? Because you're looking at 10%. Well, not 10%, but it's going to take 600 gallons, probably going to take over 1,000 gallons. Because I know we definitely go well over 1,000 gallons a year here. But just the money that we save on the gasoline that we get at the pump, even if it's 10 cents, sometimes it's been 25 cents cheaper. It's worth the $60 membership. And then we take it one step further. We have the higher membership, but we have the credit card from Costco, where every time you get gas with it, not only is your gas a little bit cheaper, but you get 4% back as a rebate. So at the beginning of every year, we get back a rebate for whatever we use that credit card on. But the magic trick is that if you get a credit card and use it for that you pay it off every month. So that credit card, we use it for almost everything. But every single month it gets paid in full. I've never paid 1 penny of interest on that credit card. That's the trick, is to not abuse it and always use it like if you were spending cash. Okay. Well, ladies and gentlemen, we're at an hour and 12 minutes. Let's go ahead and start winding it down, okay? Have you heard anything about the Eaton 750 shortwave radio? I have not heard about that, Diego. I have not heard about that. Okay. How you doing, Holy Cow? All the way from England? Welcome. How you doing, Nishka? And thank you. Make sure that you still check your P.O. box. Oh, yes, I'm still going to be checking my P.O. box. And every once in a while, I have to go on my email because I have to clear it out. I get between 30 and 50 solicitations a day, on sponsors and stuff like that. They want to sponsor my videos to promote video games. I never consider those. I just delete them. How you doing, Jupiter's Rome? Good to see you. Well, JR, I'll be here, brother. We'll talk. All right. We'll talk during my hiatus. All right. Wow, that's an awesome deal. 40 cents for hand warmers. There's still deals out there, ladies and gentlemen. There still are deals out there. Okay. All right. So I'm going to go ahead and start closing it out, ladies and gentlemen, because I do have to get going. But I will be back. You know what? Let's go ahead and close it out with 2 things. Number one, if you are new, if you subscribe within the last couple of weeks, or if this is your first live stream, when we do our outro, put "I am new" in all caps so that we can shout you out. All right. And that way everyone can welcome you into our community. All right. And also, let's go ahead and close it out with our Friday safety brief like we always do. So let me just say, ladies and gentlemen, that I'm sure that you've worked very hard this week and you deserve a break and you deserve to have a good time. However, don't drink and drive, and don't drive and drink. If you want to go out and have a good time, go out and have a good time. You deserve it. If you're going to drink, get a cab, get an Uber, get a designated driver. But don't take the chance of ruining your life and someone else's life just because you wanted to have a little bit of fun and you thought that it would be okay and you will get home safe. Worst case scenario is that you do get home safe, but that maybe you do something to someone else that you didn't mean that will destroy someone's life and their family. So be careful out there. Don't drink and drive. Be safe. Have a great weekend. I will see you all more than likely on the very first day of April, if not the first week of April. All right. So take care, everyone. Ladies and gentlemen, I want to tell you with all my heart that I love you all. All right. I wish you the very best. And I'm going to miss you very much here in the next few weeks that I'm going to be taking a break. Right. So having said that, God bless every one of you. God bless America. I'm Alaska Prepper. Wait for the outro so we can shout you out. And I am out. God bless you, ladies and gentlemen.